Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars of Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa. This is our homework family reading for Capricorn. Sorry, I'm saging a little bit. Make sure I got some good positive energy out there for you as we do this reading. I call it homework family because, well, that's what we're doing. We're doing our homework, right? Homework family. But it is also about home. It's about work. It's about family. I don't really read for love. But if love shows up, we'll deal with that. Now, please, if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. Please hit the bell so that, you get told every time I come out with any new readings and so forth. Again, this is for Capricorn. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Capricorn. And this is for April 15th through, not April, this is for May 15th through the 31st. I typically want to try to start these readings kind of like right, the energy that you're feeling right as you come into, that May 15th energy. Where are you standing? Where's the platform? Where are you already at? So we know where to go from there. We can move up. I'm starting these readings with the light and shadow deck. And I'm starting, like I said, well, I love this deck. But this deck isn't quite like, well, not all decks are the same, but similar. And the reason why is this is shadow. This is dealing with light and shadow and helping us to move forward. And I want to start exactly in that area. I want to start in a place that might feel, depending on where you are, it might feel in a low vibration, so that we can start with whatever the confusion is and we can move up and out of it and into the highest vibration we can, so that I can help you move forward in the most positive and healing ways. Again, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now, before we even get into anything, I am being told, I have my little notes over here. I am being told, for some of you, you're very psychic people. You're very psychically in tune. However, you're unsure of what your abilities are and how to use them. And with that is coming a problem for yourself. Or maybe you're coming into new abilities. You're learning how to sharpen those abilities. Some people, are enlightening and evolving. I lost some cards. And as you're doing that, you're having to learn how to overcome and move forward and deal with that. So I'm being told right off the bat, some of you are in that rising energy. And that unsureness is just part of the learning curve. It's just part of the process. And you've got to learn to stop doubting yourself. Because doubt will always, every time you doubt what the process is, your purpose is behind it, you start over-questioning, you'll actually go against yourself. So, right off the bat, yes, some of you are very powerfully psychic people, and you need to learn to start trusting in that and giving yourself your due respect and chances, and you'll move forward quite properly. I don't even know where I was going to go. Anyway, I do ask all guides, goddesses, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, to help us move forward in the most positive ways. This is much like the healing messages, except for more in tune directly to the specific sign, like I said, in helping us to rise. I wish to ask for the guidance that will help us move forward and let us know right where we are at. They're telling us right off the bat, that kind of goes with what I was just saying a little bit. This has to do with your equilibrium in some senses. This is forever changing. You are forever changing. You are forever evolving. This is the Two of Pentacles. It is companionship, but most importantly, it's not always companionship with somebody else. Sometimes it's companionship with yourself, with your light and dark, starting to evolve and move up into something more powerful than what you knew you were. It's a forever change within yourself. See, because the snake's also eating itself, wrapped around the two, It feels like a Lover's card to me. And what I mean by that is when the lovers are the two that are one. I look at lovers as the Lover's card. I look at the Lover's card not as light and dark coming together or soul and ego, but I see it more of losing ego and moving higher up into soul. It's the self being connected with the higher self, start to evolve on a higher level. So, like I said, we're starting off with the Two of Pentacles. This is going to be a grounding energy for yourself. This is going to be, finding balance within yourself. This is understanding that you're forever changing. And let me tell you, sweeties, you have a mission going on right now. All you Capricorn energies. You've got Pluto and Saturn coupling right now in retrograde in your sign. This is about not just a new goal, but this is so much bigger than like a little goal. I keep saying we're coming out of like we don't notice it because we're living in the now. But this is kind of like if we looked back in time, we would be looking at the Middle Ages and how we come out of the Middle Ages. Capricorn, you have so much going on with this energy. You are very powerful to this energy and what's going to be changing in the next few years. And the directions of how it's supposed to be spent. You are very much needed and important at this time. But you got to start off with making sure you're in balance. You're in balance of who you are. Your equilibrium is fine. Your understanding you are forever changing. This has to do with more than light and dark. This has to do with moving forward in positive ways that are going to help support not just your life, but the life of so many around you. Because so much of this energy is taking place. Rules, walls, boundaries. Sitting on top of Pluto, which is spiritual soulfulness, and building new, honey, you're Capricorn. You're all about how do we get our money back on this investment? How do we put it out there and we make it work for us? Everything I put my energy in, I'm putting it in for a reason. I don't just do things nilly-willy. It's important. You want a foundation. You want good old-fashioned hard work to pay off. And this is your time. What's coming in. This is all about, like I said, we don't see it as the Middle Ages because we're living in it. But this is about evolving spiritually. Not just you, but as a planet. I'm also being given the Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands is very fierce, very courageous of heart and of soul. It is self-reliance. Like I said, this is about trusting in yourself. Trusting in yourself, knowing that all of you is you. This is about having your earth energy mix with fire. That's what the two are. Your passion, your action, your aggression, your inner warrior, your inner noble soulfulness. Step forward very fiercely into the now and into projecting all of this soulful changing. It is conviction within what it is you are searching for, where you are. We are speaking about where you should be feeling as we come into May 15th through 31st. You are feeling the power of this change taking place. You are understanding that it is important. And you should be. You're a Capricorn. I had to drop like 7 of them. Hold on. Sorry about that. The whole point is without your energy right now, this shift can't happen. you're a very important part of the shifting energy, and you're feeling it, you're knowing it. You may not understand it, because like I said, my notes of the different things that Spirit has taught me is saying that a lot of you are unsure of your abilities. You're unsure of what you're feeling. You're questioning it. But you don't need to. You just need to know that you need to trust in yourself more. Now I'm having the Princess of Swords is also speaking up. This is talking about your devotion, your wisdom. Princess of Swords is Athena, the warrior goddess. She is all about strategic thinking, and Capricorn, that's what you are. You're all about wanting to build foundations that last. That's exactly what you are. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But the problem is, some of you are too deep in your head, because I have the Hangman. Some of you are too deep in your head. You're having a problem with understanding the sacrifice that is needed as you move forward. Making the proper sacrifices for yourself as you move forward. Like I said, this is May 15th through the 31st. But this is just the platform. This is just understanding the power that is coming in. And this is Odin. Odin. This isn't just a freaking hangman. This is Odin. Odin hung on the tree to get the wisdom. That is what you're doing. You're receiving the wisdom. You're learning how to get it. You're learning how to trust in yourself. And you're learning what to do with it. Give yourself some freaking credit. It's okay to not be on top of things as you figure out how to get your balance. This is about finding the proper perspective, being transformed in general, and the sacrifices it's going to take to loosen yourself from the hangman, because it's not a hangman. It's Odin. You're getting the knowledge you need so that you can move forward, so that you can start taking your part in what you're supposed to be doing in this great big change that we are starting to go through. And I say it that way because it's, in your case, really, I'm feeling that it's more than just you directly. It is dealing with your life, but you're feeling that Capricorn power of Saturn and Pluto coupling right now. And you're feeling the important shift and the change. So this is going deeper than just you. You're feeling the woodness. You're feeling the anxiety that from the oneness of where it's a lower vibration and what needs to be shifted and changed. You are feeling the Empress. This is a good thing. This is meaning you're on track. You are going the right way. You are taking the time, as Odin did, to learn. The Empress is the mother, is like Mother Earth, is the way I see it. She is earth energy, but she has Taurus. She can be bullheaded too. And I do mean it as bullheaded because she is, when I look at the Empress, when I'm being given the Empress, I see the Oracle thinking. The Oracle's thinking. There's a difference. When I see the High Priestess is the Oracle. She's above the magician, the High Priestess is. And what I mean by that is, she's done gone through it all. She's done gone through it all and washed herself clean. The magician is still learning how to connect and be the alchemist that creates everything and is able to put that magic together because he is the magician. He's actually an apprentice. The High Priestess, she's not even a High Priestess. She's an Oracle because she's a goddess. She's already evolved. She's freaking magic herself. You have the Empress, which is the Oracle's thinking. The difference between the Oracle's thinking and the Empress is you're still thinking often too much from this third dimension. You're still thinking with the ego attached. The Empress is nourishment. She is creative. She is fruitfulness. She is inspired. She is productive. She is all these wonderful things. But what she's lacking is the knowing. The knowing that she is the magic. She is the goddess within. You're still thinking your way through it, often too much. And you need to know, we all have the Empress in us. I mean, we all have the High Priestess in us. We all have that inner oracle in us. We all have our higher self in us. But while we're still thinking from a human standpoint, from all the things that we've learned and matured in, there's still that little bit that's keeping us from being connected to that inner goddess. Because you're still applying too much to right here. And there's too much you put valued on that human existence of that third dimension. And the only thing that's keeping you from feeling completely at this high vibration of shifting change in a positive healing way within your life and the changes that are going on in your life, because whatever these changes are, you could be the person who saves the world. And if you can't get out of the thinking of the Empress and get into the thinking of the High Priestess, because it's not thinking, it goes from thinking to knowing, from nurturing and loving and trying to do the right thing to knowing, I already am the magic, I am the oneness, I am part of this, then that pulls you above the magician and that makes you the magic it is. And that is where your magic, truthfully, not even begins. That's just where it pulses through time. This is what you're trying to learn as you move forward this month. This is also, we're getting the Six of Swords as we stand on the stage of May 15th through 30th. The Six of Swords. This is the compass. What did I just tell you? This is the compass. This is the knowledge. This is the inner space. This is the inner space of who you are connecting with the outer space. You are no longer the magician apprentice. You are no longer the Empress. It's time to rise and know you're that goddess within. You are the magic. This is speaking to us of getting past all of that. What was I just saying? It is balancing that realization. It is a mature, objective mind as we enter through this, because we are high enough to understand without questioning our thinking from that human level. This is Mercury communicating with the world itself on the oneness. This is Aquarius, the freaking water bearer. Okay? This is Dagas, our inner space connected with our outer space. The only reason we have problems with Dagas is because we tend to think of Dagas as Loki, the trickster. And that's because the very idea of being the power of the High Priestess is a maturing level of getting past the trickster of all of this learning, all of this spiritual understanding. You're evolving into that, and that's where you're supposed to be going. Your only problem is, can you believe it? Now, with that being said, let me get into the next part of this reading. Like I said, I'm going to walk us right through what could be our lowest vibrations and try to pull us straight on up as we go all the way through to May 15th and through that to the 31st. As I say that, though, we have Venus and Mars moving on the 15th, the day that this actually is starting to be good for. Again, these cards, I ask for all of positive healing, all of our guides for Capricorn to help us move forward in the most positive and healing ways. For maybe you're being a little too stubborn, because Taurus often means to me, we want our heaven, because Taurus relates to heaven, and I keep saying Taurus. And if I'm saying it, we want to find our heaven, we want to believe in our heaven, we want to create our heaven, but sometimes we're too stubborn, because you can be bullheaded, and we're not being able to get it because we're being too bullheaded. So, I say that because if there's a reason it keeps coming out of my mouth, there's a reason. So let me just go with it. Now, again, this is for us as we move forward for all of the Capricorns. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Capricorn. For everybody, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Capricorn, as we have come into the 15th through the 31st, as we are actually entertaining these energies. What are these energies from the 15th through the 31st? We're going to also have Venus moving into Taurus on the 15th. We are going to have Mars moving into Cancer on the 15th. Don't forget, you got that full moon happening in Scorpio on the 18th. Scorpio makes us really start to get into our emotions. Scorpio is a very intense energy, and this has to do with us evolving and owning that energy. Owning it, claiming it. It's part of your authenticity. It's part of who and what you are. Funny. Very, very funny. What was I saying? What was I saying? Taurus energy. If this came up after what I was just saying, too many of you guys are searching too hard to understand how to get and create the heaven that you are trying to create. Because Taurus is heaven. It wants the luxury. It wants all of the glorious things. It wants to enjoy. That's what this energy is. But Taurus is also bullheaded. It's high in abundance. Taurus right now also has Uranus in it, speaking to you of your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, with your independence, individuality, uniqueness, and freedom, because that's what's in Taurus right now. Taurus is a major superpower forward energy that's going to be evolving and moving all of us for the next 7 years into the new direction. If I'm giving you Taurus over and over again, or they are giving you Taurus over and over again, this is about telling you that yes, you're moving in that direction. Get out of that Empress thinking and start being the High Priestess. Start knowing from within. The magic is there. You are no longer an apprentice. You are the magic. And the only way you can get past Empress thinking of the Oracle thinking is to start being the High Priestess itself. You're no longer an apprentice. You're evolving. And it's time to do your job. It's time to step up and do it and stop getting in the bullheaded idea, because the bullheaded idea is what's questioning you. Because you're trying too hard to create what you're trying to create, which is actually making you backfire. So from the 15th through the 31st, you need to take that time for your intuition. You need to take that time to stop bullying yourself. I was just talking about the full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio's full moon is all about the sensitivity. I mean, in Scorpio, when the moon is there, full moon, we feel the joy to the nines. We feel the love to the nines. We feel the betrayal to the nines. We know when somebody has lied to us. We know when we hurt. We feel it more than normal. It hits in the gut. Scorpio is very easily crisis oriented, and this is what they're telling you. Do not create your own crises. You're above that. Don't create these crises. Let go, release, surrender. Because that's what the full moon is about in Scorpio. That is the energy of rebirth. It's the energy of death. It's the energy of death, reproductivity, and rebirthing. That's what this is all about the next 7 years. Everything that's going to be happening with Taurus here. Helping to create a better place for us all if we're not bullheaded. And you, honey, being Capricorn, whatever it is that is going on in your life and these new goals are very powerful to what is going to be happening over these next 7 years. So, love yourself. Give yourself your intuition that you know is right. And don't beat up on yourself. And go with it from there. What else do Capricorn, what else is Capricorn entertaining? Fire, passion, action, aggression. This can go either way. Fire is asking you to get in touch with your soul fire. Understand your soul fire. Dig deep into your authenticness. I said over the next couple years, truthfully, we're starting to realize we have no freaking clue what our authentic self is, and we're really starting to see it from a new point of view. Get there. Trust in that soul fire. It will lead you. Keep going with that. And then understand, like I just said in the beginning, you're given Gemini too. Gemini, for me, is Jekyll and Hyde. You don't want to be going back and forth between your ego and your soul. So don't beat yourself up. Gemini, I see as the twins. It is the balance. But, like you were starting off in the beginning of this whole month, seems like it's ending, coming to a balance, but you don't want to be going Jekyll and Hyde, light, dark, light, dark. It's about accepting it within yourself, accepting all of what you are, not one side or the other. Saturn, which is in your sign right now, this is telling you to check those limitations, what you think you are limited to doing. Again, what was I saying in the beginning? Checking those limitations. But Saturn is also rules, walls, boundaries. And it's in retrograde right now. So it's giving you the opportunities for new. It's giving you the opportunities to shift these rules, walls, and boundaries. To shift what you have limitations of believing. It's time to evolve past that, is what they're saying. And I'm also being given Venus. Now, Venus is not love for me. For many people it is, and it can be. It can be very charming. But for me, Venus is so much more than that. Venus is speaking about our sensitivities. So it is telling you to be in tune to what these sensitivities are. What makes you feel good? What makes you enjoy life more? What hurt you, and what makes you not want anything to do with it? These are our Venuses. Venus, when you put your hand in an oven cooking cookies at 365 degrees and you burn the shit out of your hand, Venus is telling you, hey, don't do that shit. It hurts us. So it's telling you the people also that need to be in your life, the directions that need to be in your life. Be in tune with that intuition of that Venus. It will steer you in the right direction of what's good for you and what's not. And then as we come to the end of the month, what does my Thoth deck say for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? What does the Thoth deck say for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? See, I can't make this shit up. What was I saying? The High Priestess. You should be coming all the way around and starting to find it within yourself. You should be starting to find it within yourself, believing within yourself, coming to know the magic, coming to know your magic, and being able to manifest it. Manifest what you're trying to create. And while you do that, it's a very important part of what's going to be happening for the next 7 years in your life and directing us. You, in your own personal life, but you are a very powerful and important part of what's going to be happening. Because, like I said, you've got Pluto and Saturn in your sign. So, Pluto and Saturn in your sign, and you guys are Capricorn. You also deal with the politics. You deal with the outer community in general. You are the freaking foundation and the freaking structure. If you can't find your inner priestess, do you really think the rest of us are gonna? A lot of it's gonna have to do with rising with you. Because you have a very powerful and important job to do. And it may sound like a small job to you, but every Capricorn's small job is going to amplify all that positive changes. So it may be changing your life because you're coming into that magic of yourself. But in the long run, it's going to be lifting so many things. You are one of the leaders here. Be it. Find it within. And you can do it. Cards say it. Spirit says it. I've been saying it before it even came up. It's there for you. It's meant to help you go in the right direction. But this is also speaking to us of the Cancer not the Cancer, but Cancer in general, the Cancer signs. This is speaking to being in tune with our intuition, being in tune with our moon, with our water. It is the Gimel in Hebrew, which stands for sacrifice. Sacrifice, safety, and security. The priestess is already sacrificed. She's already learned. She's secure with who and what she is. And she knows she's safe in all lifetimes. This is where you're getting past the Empress, past that thinking, and into the true manifestation of that connection with Spirit. It's time for you to rise, honey. She is magic itself. She is the Oracle. This is death. They are giving us death, which is all about the Scorpio full moon. So it's the Scorpio full moon, but it's also telling us we are, in Hebrew, it's the nun that swims in the Mem. The nun is the fish that swims in the water. This is becoming the vessel itself in Hebrew. You're stepping into that energy. You're becoming the vessel itself, and you're learning how to use that in your life as needed. You are swimming from those lower vibrational waters and into the higher vibrational waters, because you're learning to create self-consciousness. That's the Empress too. But you have to go through this transition in order to do so. This is killing of ego and extension of the infinite. This is the South. See, now you guys are just funny. This is the South and the West direction at the same time. South is, it is the fire. It is the soul fire. It is passion, action, aggression, mixed with the waters of the West, with the healing. The Princess of Wands comes up next. It is fire. It is earth. It is Aries taking action within the sun. This is overcoming your fears and your old patterns that you were used to. This is setting them free, which is setting you free. What was I saying in last week's healing messages? If you love something, set it free, and it sets you free. That's what this is about. It is learning the hard way how to let go of our fears. Because you can't become that priestess without doing the work. It's kind of like you had to work through the hellfire to get to this wonderful reward. You had to work through all of that punishment, all of that denial, all of that difficulty in order to get to where you're going. And you will find success. It is Virgo and Capricorn. It is what it takes to get there. This is what we're being told. It's giving you what it takes to get there. This is the very commitment of it. It is Taurus energy, returning us right back to where we started, with questioning that Taurus energy and getting us out of the bullheadedness and moving us directly in to the heaven energy, which is where the priestess is. I'm sorry, when you see me doing this stuff, this is me finding out where I'm supposed to be going as I find out. And as we finish the reading today, please tell me, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is the last things they need to know today as they work through May 15th through the 31st? I love you, Cappies. You are being told you are an I. Use this higher aspect of yourself to redeem your shadow aspects. And try to avoid harmful influences. I love you. See you next week. Please, if you enjoy the readings, please subscribe. Please touch the bell. Please share. And if you need an astrology reading or you want your own personal readings, visit me at LadyStarsOnFire.com. I love you guys. Bye.